Frugality is a wonderful thing for most of the population, as most of the population needs frugality. Frugality is something that is very beneficial to people who may have a hard time with money and find it easier to just live a life of economic minimalism. Instead of taking the time to work harder and smarter, they just choose to sit back and follow a policy of living well below their means and never spending more than they need to. Don't get me wrong here. Frugality is still an amazing thing that everyone should probably adopt at some point in their lives, just to see how cheaply they can live. I come from this perspective. For about a year, I lived as minimally as possible and never spent more than I needed to. It showed me that I could actually live without a lot of the stuff that I thought was necessary in my life. This was a great experience for me. Now I knew that if shit ever hit the fan, I would have the ability to drastically change my lifestyle to live on a very tight budget. In fact, my lifestyle is still quite frugal when compared to the average American consumer. But there are some key factors that are very different. For example, I used to only go to the store when I had enough things on my list that would make going to the store worthwhile. This may sound logical in practice, and you probably shouldn't drive all the way to the store to just buy one screw or one head of lettuce. But I used to wait weeks before I would head to the store. This led me to having lots of free time waiting around for my list to get longer and longer before I could justify going to the store. As a result, my Netflix account had a huge spike in usage, and it became quite lethargic since I would always wait to buy anything, always delaying purchases until I had spent hours searching on the web for the absolute best deal. This hindered my ability to get stuff done. Frugality became my justification to not do anything at all. This may sound like a terrible way to live, but there are times in which frugality should be followed, specifically when the purchase won't contribute to making you more money. These purchases include groceries, entertainment devices, furniture, rent, electricity usage, and household goods. Obviously, there are exceptions to all of these categories, but the general picture is that these things won't directly make you more money. But now let's look at some purchases where a policy of frugality should not be followed. You might be able to guess it, but frugality should not be followed when the purchase will make you more money. There are thousands and thousands of professions, but let's just single out one profession here: carpentry. If you are a carpenter, then you must buy tools in order to build various items out of wood. If your table saw is old and not functioning as well as it used to, then absolutely you should buy that brand new, high-tech table saw, as the cost of the new table saw is greatly outweighed by the new income you will generate as a result of your ability to work faster. How about a professional photographer? She would benefit greatly from that brand new state-of-the-art camera, since it will allow her to charge a higher price for her photos. How about a software developer? He should definitely buy that turbocharged 5,000 gigabyte brand new computer, since it will allow him to develop software much faster and hence make more money. You might start to see a theme here, but there is a caveat. The caveat is that you need to be brutally honest with yourself. If you occasionally do photography, or carpentry, or software development, then you should definitely not buy that brand new, kick-ass piece of equipment. It might be very nice to have that new table saw, but if carpentry is a part-time proposition for you, then it will only take from you, more specifically, from your wallet. What makes a person highly productive? Highly productive individuals are people who plan out their days from beginning to end, or at least have a daily to-do list, with tasks that consist of more than just doing the laundry or taking out the trash. Highly productive individuals are people who have projects they work on, oftentimes doing various projects at one time. These projects can include their profession, working out, writing a book, learning a language, etc. These types of people live to the beat of their own drum, albeit the beat is set at a very high tempo. This group of people should worry less about how much money they are spending, since they are probably resourceful enough to know what a good purchase is. Granted, anyone and everyone has the ability to make horrendous purchases that make no sense whatsoever, but these individuals are much less likely to do that. The purchases they make will most likely contribute to them making more money, since these individuals are almost naturally frugal. The reason why I make this assumption is simple. They are already efficient in their lifestyles, so naturally they will apply this efficient mindset to their spending habits. Granted, there are exceptions, like if the highly productive person has been indoctrinated by the American consumer complex, but if they haven't, then their lifestyle will be naturally frugal. Being frugal takes a lot of time, so I've chosen a common action that a lot of people think of when they hear the word frugality. Cutting coupons. Unproductive people can save quite a bit of money by cutting coupons, but highly productive people lose a ton of money when they cut coupons. Let's make two situations here, that of the unproductive person and that of the highly productive person. Unproductive person. He can save $15 by cutting coupons, which takes him an hour. Instead of working at $10 an hour, he used that hour to save himself $15. Hence, $15 savings minus $10 in potential earnings. His benefit is $5. Highly productive person. He can save $15 by cutting coupons, which takes him an hour. Instead of working at $50 an hour, he used that hour to save himself $15. Hence, $15 savings minus $50 in potential earnings results in a loss of $35 every time he chooses to cut coupons. As you can see, in my own assumptions, I have associated highly productive with a higher income. So in theory, you could swap the word productive with the word paid, low paid and high paid people. The reason why I don't just say high or low paid is because people who are on their way to becoming high paid are oftentimes highly productive, just not high paid. Yet. And even high paid people should not just completely dismiss frugality, since oftentimes a higher income is synonymous with a higher level of spending, which should never be advised. This is why I am reluctant to say frugality is bad for high paid individuals, despite many highly productive people also being highly paid. In essence, your income is somewhat related to your productiveness, but the level at which you produce is not directly related to your income. This is why former CEOs can be broke, and investment bankers can be lazy and fat. The CEO was at one point making a lot of money, but now he is broke. Unlike the investment banker who is not necessarily highly productive, but still manages to have a high income. Are you highly productive? Well, yes. Chances are if you are watching this video, you are more than likely to be highly productive. This is because you are actively seeking out self-improvement advice, which does constitute a highly productive individual. But, that said, you have to be brutally honest with yourself. If you aren't highly productive, then don't spend like it. But if you are, then you would be surprised as to how much more you can accomplish by being more lenient in your attitude towards spending. Looking back on my year of frugality, and all that I have accomplished since I put frugality on the back burner, I can say that frugality is a wonderful thing to practice if you are unproductive, and a wonderful thing to try if you are highly productive. With this in mind, you will have to experiment with frugality to see if it is a lifestyle or a short-term trial. Instead of living between your means, I would say live to your greatest potential. Spend smart, but also spend where it will benefit you, more than just saving the money would. Just remember this. Highly productive individuals know how to spend their money in ways that will highly benefit them. For highly productive individuals, saving that money would hinder their success, since those funds wouldn't be used to make them more money. Thanks for watching, kick ass, and be a man. I am now releasing a new video every Monday, so subscribe by clicking the circle on the screen now or via the button below this video. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. It lets me know which videos you like most. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. It lets me know which videos you like most. If you have any ideas for new videos, feel free to leave them down in the comment section under this video. Thanks for watching.